I'm going to be showing you a brief overview of NotebookLM. NotebookLM is Google's version of sort of an AI collaborator that can take a variety of different sources and allow you to take notes, search information, and even get audio podcasts that are interactive for you to learn more about that content. Now, before we start, we need to put in some types of sources. So here I have our APS goals that we went over this year, some guardrails, and APS through lines and promising practices. I'm going to be using this in one document for the sake of going quick, but you can add up to 50 separate sources inside NotebookLM. You're going to go to notebooklm.google.com. APS has some accounts. I do have Plus, which is a little bit higher version. Wanted to show you what's available. What you can do is go to here and create a new notebook. Once you have a new notebook, you can upload a variety of different sources, including Drive files, docs, websites, YouTube videos, and even copied text. To save a little bit of time, I've already created our notebook here with that source I previously showed you here. What it's going to do is give us a brief description here, and it's going to allow you, like other AI tools, to create a prompt and search that information. Now, what's really neat about this is if I want to ask about something specific, it's going to add that information here in a running prompt generator, and it's going to reference anywhere in the document where I have found goal 4. Once I find an area I want to explore more, I can click on that and it will pinpoint it exactly within that document. So if you have 50 different sources, it will pinpoint each individual source. Now over here on the side, it allows you to also have a studio. This is where I think some of the fun magic happens. You can create briefings where it will summarize the content and information. So it has all of our goals, all of our guardrails, through lines in a more concise format. It will also create timelines, pulling out any information that has any time frames specifically tied to those. Some other interesting things it can create are FAQs, a briefing document, a timeline, study guides if you're using this for study guide purposes, and it's going to save all of those notes here down on the bottom of the studio section. Now here are a couple of my favorites. They're a little bit new, is you can create a mind map. That's going to take the information that is inside the document and it's going to create it sort of as an interactive digital map that is collapsible from all of that content. You can zoom in and zoom out. You can move it around on the screen and it will keep parsing out that data as you keep going within that document. Now, one of the neatest things that NotebookLM has been able to create at this point are podcasts. It's going to take all of that information and create a podcast. I've actually listened to this podcast already. It's 16 minutes. I'm just going to play a small piece of the podcast that's automatically generated with AI. So this turns this document into sort of an interactive audio experience. So I'm going to start with this section that kind of talks about the APS through lines this year.
The actual learning that's happening in the classroom. Where does the curriculum fit into all of this?
That's where we get to these APS through lines.
Through lines?
Through lines, yeah. I know it sounds a little jargony, but bear with me.
Okay, I'm listening.
So these are like the core values that should be evident in every classroom.
Interesting.
They're kind of like the threads that connect everything together.
Okay, so what are these through lines?
There are 4 of them: accelerated learning inclusionary practices, standards-based instruction, multimodal learning, and differentiation in data literacy and actionable feedback.
Now, this podcast does go further in depth on these things. However, what I want to show you is something that's a little bit more exciting. It is now in beta, but it'll play that exact same podcast, but now it will allow you to join in and ask specific pinpointed questions interacting with the podcast characters.
Another deep dive. Today we're going to be looking at some internal documents from Albuquerque Public Schools. APS, we've got, our listeners got something to share. Let's hear it.
I want to learn more about Goal 4.
Goal 4, got it. That one's all about skills.
Yes, skills, habits, and mindsets.
Things like perseverance and self-regulation.
And self-efficacy and social awareness.
It's interesting because it's not strictly academic.
Exactly. They're recognizing those other crucial elements.
Oh, yeah. Go on.
So now I want to know how Goal 4 ties into the 6 promising practices.
That's a fantastic question.
Yeah, that really gets to the heart of their approach.
Well, if we think about those skills in Goal 4
Perseverance, self-regulation.
and how they want to see those increase.
It makes sense they'd have specific practices to foster them.
Exactly. Take high quality professional development, for instance.
How does that connect?
If teachers are learning strategies to support students' social and emotional growth,
That would directly...
So just showing you some ways that we can take the content and information that is available at APS and turn it into an interactive document. Now, what's really neat about NotebookLM, because it's very similar to other Google tools, is you can share this notebook with other people, allowing them to be editors to this notebook or allowing them to be viewers. Now, unlike other Google tools at this point, we cannot share a link to this. You have to share people individually, but I still think the options for administrators and teachers are going to be absolutely amazing. Please share with APS EdTech other creative ways you can think of using NotebookLM as teachers and as administrators.